go ahead. Hi, everyone. My name is Melanie, and I'm completely humbled and thankful to be here tonight to speak to all of you. Hope is a word that we often see and hear daily in many different contexts, right? So what this word means to me goes beyond the definition that you may see or find when you Google it, as I just did for tonight. The top definition of hope says Google, is to cherish a desire with anticipation, a wish or a dream that you truly desire in your heart with an expectation that it will happen. The word hope also encompasses the synonyms: achievement, ambition, anticipation, aspiration, belief, confidence, desire, expectation, faith, goal, optimism, promise, prospect, wish, and the bright side. Essentially, hope is the light at the end of the tunnel. Hope goes much deeper and has been more difficult for me to embody than one would think by having a conversation with me today or looking at me standing up here. I stand before you tonight, 26 years old, successful, living my dreams, living on Cape Cod, don't be jealous, by the ocean, truly happy and working as a family advocate for the Cape and Islands Child Advocacy Center. I do similar work as many of you in this room. Today I am full of hope and on a mission to carry hope to others, but it wasn't always like that. You see, sexual abuse became a part of my world at ages 9 to 11 by my babysitter's teenage sons that I repressed until I was 22 years old. And again, a few years later, when I was 12 years old, I was sexually assaulted in broad daylight at a New Hampshire elementary school by my best friend at the time, 17-year-old distant relative. All the hope I had in the world seemed to crumble that day in 2004, and I felt a sense of hopelessness that is difficult to explain unless you've been there. What I can tell you is that the first 8 to 9 years of my life were filled with a childlike, simple hope and faith, and I would be described as a carefree young girl who loved to dance, to be in front of the camera, and full of smiles and fun. I had tons of friends in every social group. I was involved in many activities like Girl Scouts and after-school programs. Sports like basketball and softball filled my schedule. After the sexual abuse at age 12, I became ashamed, angry, riddled with guilt, anxiety, and shame about my body. I lost interest in the things I loved the most, and I felt a sense of fear all the time. I lost the confidence in myself, and my once bubbly spirit started to fade. Most days it was hard to get out of bed. Most days it was hard to breathe. I was facing flashbacks and nightmares of what he said and did on a daily basis, and things like, "I'm teaching you how to be in a relationship someday," burned in my mind. I started restricting my eating because I wanted control over something. I battled self-injury, cutting, to control my own pain after experiencing what was done to me. I felt painfully different than all the other kids in my 7th, 8th, and even 9th grade classrooms, and a powerful deep seed of pain was planted in my heart. Hope is seeing the light despite being surrounded by darkness. My journey from darkness into the light began a little over 13 years ago. Hope began to take root in my life the day that I found my voice about what happened to me. The day that I found my voice changed my life. The day that I found my voice was also the day God started to work in my heart through some of my deepest pain to cultivate a defined purpose in this life, to be a light and to give hope to others. 4 months shy of my 13th birthday in May of 2004, I was brought to the Child Advocacy Center of Rockingham County to be interviewed about what happened to me. Walking into that brick building on East Broadway in Derry, New Hampshire, I felt terrified beyond words, remembering every little thing that he said and did to me that day, and fearing that if I told my secret, something worse would happen. My trust was broken, I was broken, and I could not imagine how I was going to tell. I was so used to keeping it a secret, hiding my pain on a daily basis, and ultimately I had settled for this dark, miserable existence as my life forever. I had no hope, and I never thought I would find the light at the end of that dark, horrible tunnel I was facing. Walking into the CAC, I was greeted with a friendly face, a smile, and for the first time in a long time, I felt safe. I could sense immediately that the woman, the forensic interviewer, standing before me, understood and that she believed me. She explained to me what was going to happen, and she told me to start from the beginning and tell her everything. She made it clear, without even saying a word, that I didn't have to keep the secret anymore. A weight was lifted, my voice was found. At the end of the interview, I was brought to a shelf and baskets filled with teddy bears. The interviewer told me I could choose any bear that I wanted to take home with me as a token of my courage, is what I picked up from that message. I was ultimately and literally given the gift of hope when I walked out of the CAC that day. 13 years ago, I chose this bear. I brought it with me tonight to show you the true impact the Child Advocacy Center can have on a child and family. This bear has the word hope on its foot, if you can see it. If not, I can show you later. I saw it on that shelf 13 years ago and it caught my eye. I've had it ever since. I remember the day I walked out of the CAC and I remember my 12-year-old brain thinking, hope, there is hope for me. I don't have to live with the secret anymore, I am free. Because of the CAC, I started my own journey of holding on to hope no matter what this journey has entailed. Through my struggles in the aftermath of the abuse, I held on to the hope bear as a reminder that I found my voice and I no longer had to be trapped and silenced by this secret. That with hope comes freedom. Although I struggled for many years with the aftermath of this type of violation, finding my voice was the first and very important step on my journey. And the CAC gave me that and so much more. Because of that multidisciplinary team approach that many of you are very well aware of, I was given what I like to call my dream team, which consisted of the forensic interviewer, who I told my story to for the first time, the arresting officer, who was in this room, and the victim witness advocate, who was assigned to my case later in the process. I had incredible support and still do from family, friends, my middle school guidance counselor, a few therapists, some amazing women who work at the CACs, and various teachers I've had throughout the years. There are a few of those special people in the audience tonight who stuck by me, sorry, I don't know why I looked over there, who stuck by me through those years. They kept me hopeful with the love and encouragement they so freely and so often gave and continue to give to me, and I am so humbled to still have them in my life today. Thank you always. I found my voice that day at the Child Advocacy Center, and my life was forever changed for the better. It is something that I will never forget. And for sure, it had a huge hand in changing the trajectory of my journey and bringing me back to hope. In 2006, because I had broken my silence about what happened to me in the comfort of the CAC, at 14 years old, I was able to give a victim impact statement in open court when my case went to trial. I looked him in the eyes and told him what he had done to my life. The CAC and the support that it provides to families like mine was an integral part of my healing journey. Every team member of my dream team attended my college graduation party. I went on to get my bachelor's degree in sociology and criminal justice at a 4-year school where I absolutely thrived. And it was because of the CAC that I could share that special time in my life with them. As years went by, I continued to find my voice, which ignited my passion to be a voice for survivors in all capacities. Because of the CAC, I can carry the hope that I found 13 years ago to others without shame. What I've learned is that healing is a lifelong journey and healing is not linear. But because of the work that the CACs do, hope and healing is possible. Finding my voice gave me hope, being believed gave me hope. Having a team of people behind me cheering me on in every milestone and going that extra mile to let me know my journey mattered to them, that gave and still gives me hope. A story that I love that encompasses what I try to bring to my daily work as a CAC family advocate is the Starfish story. If you haven't heard about it, Google it. Or you can hear Melissa say it. Quoted from the story is one statement: I made a difference to that one. If I can make a difference for even just one child, teenager, or family as a whole, it's worth it, and I will go back and do it over and over again. I hope tonight will inspire you to take your work up a notch, to give you endurance if you are already doing it, and for you to find it in your heart to give financially, even if you have no connection to the CAC or work personally or professionally. I hope that I can be living proof that the hard work that you do and the financial contribution you make tonight and in the future is absolutely worth it. My hope tonight is that you'll give financially to the CAC of Rockingham County so that those who do this work day in and day out, I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. can continue to carry the torch of hope for kids and families like my own. When the world says give up, hope whispers, try it one more time. You can be that hope for a child, for a family who walks through the doors of the CAC tomorrow or in the future. You can give hope to a survivor who is starting their journey to healing, to heal, to survive, and to thrive. You can be the hope for someone like me and for someone like us, because I know that I'm not alone in this room. Everyone knows someone, and I hope that my voice gives you hope for a better now and a better future. Thank you. So now I'd like to introduce someone amazing. I was online one day in 2014 searching for an article I was interviewed for, and I came across another article with a childhood survivor's story, a successful adult who, like me, found her voice at the Child Advocacy Center of Rockingham County the same year that I did, in 2004. So I messaged her on Facebook, and we have been connected ever since. It is my honor to stand beside this beautiful, courageous woman and hand the mic over to Melissa so that she can share a little bit of her journey with all of you.
Hey everyone.